Today on the audio hotline, I'm going to be reviewing the Rode NT USB microphone. Given the fact that USB is actually in the microphone's name, you could probably deduct that it is a USB microphone. This microphone will run you about $170, but it does have some pretty nice accessories that come with it. But we'll get into all of those details here in a second. Welcome all audio nerds to the audio hotline, and as I said before, this is the Rode NT USB microphone, and if you've been watching this channel at all for the last little bit, you know that I'm a pretty big Rode fanboy. Even though Rode is probably one of my favorite audio companies, I'll try to not be biased at all. I mean, I did review the Podcaster a little while ago, and that microphone was trash, and I said it was, so you can trust me, I think. When it comes down to it, I'm usually not the biggest fan of USB microphones. I do think a lot of them are solid and they are a good option for people that are just getting started out that don't necessarily know if they want to go the whole audio route or not. And this one is kind of particularly interesting in the sense that it is actually about $170. So it's right out of the price range of being, somewhat reasonable, like the Blue Yeti microphone, which comes in around $120 to $130. So I can already tell that this microphone probably does get looked over quite a bit since it is about $40 over the price of the Blue Yeti. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this microphone, but already from the time that I have spent with it, I can tell you right now, I like it more than the Blue Yeti. I'll even say it at the beginning of the video. So I'll have to go through some stuff and do a little bit more testing before I say whether it is worth $170. The way I'm recording this microphone today is into my 13-inch MacBook Pro into Logic Pro X, and I'm recording at about 40% gain. We'll talk about how I set that gain here shortly because this microphone actually does not have a gain knob on it. But let's go ahead and jump in and just talk about what comes with this microphone when you purchase it. When you purchase the microphone. When you purchase the Rode NT USB microphone, it will come with a pop filter. It will come with a mic mount as well as a microphone stand adapter. It will come with a very long USB cable. It also includes a nice leather padded carrying pouch. It comes with a tripod desktop stand as well as a big Rode sticker. As I've stated before about other desktop tripod stands, I do not recommend using this. If you're going to use this on your desk, you're going to pick up a lot of noise if you're typing on your keyboard or moving literally anything around. But another big issue is the fact that you can't really get the microphone where it needs to be on your mouth, by your mouth, pointed at your face hole. I don't know. When it comes to the build quality of the Rode NT USB, this is actually built really well, and I would say it's on par with some of Rode's other condenser microphones like the NT1A or the NT1. It's very nice. The knobs on it are fantastic, and this pop filter is also very nice. And since we're talking about the build quality, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of the features that come on this USB microphone. On the side of this microphone, you will see a knob that has a little microphone icon and a little computer icon. Essentially, this knob is giving you the decision whether you want to hear direct monitoring from your microphone itself or the signal from your computer. And also, you can decide somewhere in between. And when talking about that feature, then obviously, I stated that this does come with a headphone jack for direct monitoring, zero latency monitoring, might I add. The knob below that is essentially just your headphone volume control. As I stated before, this does not come with a gain control knob on the actual microphone itself. The way to set your gain is in your manual, but if you essentially just go into your system settings and find your sound settings, you can decide how loud you want your input to be. Well, now that we've talked about some of the basics of this microphone, let me go ahead and get real specific with you. Let's go ahead and nerd out and talk about the specs. The Rode NT USB is a cardioid condenser microphone with a pressure gradient acoustic principle. This microphone has the ability to record up to 16-bit at 48 kilohertz. The frequency response of this microphone is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. The dynamic range is 96 decibels, It has a maximum SPL of 110 decibels. When looking at the frequency response of this microphone, it's relatively as I expected. It's somewhat flat for the most part, but of course there is a boosted high end, just because of what kind of microphone it is and what they expect people to use it for. I don't really have a problem with the boost in the high end. It is pretty aggressive. It's about 8 decibels, but this microphone doesn't sound too harsh to me. It is relatively bright though, but I feel like they did a pretty good job with the frequency response. Now that we've gotten all the nerdy shit out of the way, let's go ahead and test this microphone out, since that is the most important thing, the sound. Since this microphone does have a pop filter on it, I will do a majority of the test with the pop filter on it because that's what the company wanted. If they provided it, they want you to use the protection. You should use protection. But I will, of course, do a couple tests without the pop filter as well. Here is how this microphone sounds when I am just right up on the grill, just being real creepy about it. I kind of turn the pop filter to the side. It might look a little weird, but hey, whatever. But here is me just invading this microphone's personal bubble. Microphonal bubble. If you're a YouTube gamer that has a super clicky keyboard, here is how this microphone could sound with some MX Cherry Blues switches behind it just getting banged on. And here is how this rejects this super loud keyboard. Wow. Here is how it sounds when you're just banging on a regular Apple Magic keyboard. Now let's go ahead and get a little deeper into the polar pattern of this microphone with some white noise. Since this is a condenser microphone, they can be a little bit more prone to plosive, so watch your ear holes. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled penises with Pied Piper. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled penises with Pied Piper. You guys Silicon Valley fans? I am. Now, if you're going to use this microphone for a podcast or voiceover or just anything where you're going to want some post-processing on it, here's how it could sound with just a little bit of EQ, some compression, a de-esser, and possibly a noise remover. Now, if you're a YouTuber that doesn't want the microphone in the camera shot while you're recording your videos because you think you're better looking than a microphone, you're absolutely wrong. Microphones are sexy. Damn it! But anyway, here's how the microphone would sound about 3 feet away. Well, now that we've gone through the basics, the specs, and we tested this microphone out, let's go ahead and get to my review of the RØDE NT USB microphone. When it comes to USB condenser microphones, there are a lot of them out there. And when it comes to prices of those microphones, there are far cheaper ones than this, absolutely. It's just a little too pricey for the average person to want to get this microphone to start out with. I mean, I guess I understand people getting a cheaper microphone and then maybe graduating to this one, but I feel like that's not usually how it goes. I feel like people usually get cheap USB microphones and then they end up buying an audio interface like a freaking adult. I'm just joking. USB microphones are fine. They can sound very professional. In fact, there was a channel I was watching the other day where they used a couple of these to podcast and it sounded fantastic. Oh shit, I just gave away part of my review. Damn it. So I do think that for a USB condenser microphone, 170 is a little steep, but I don't think you should just move past it. I think that this is definitely worth looking at. I was honestly surprised when I plugged this in and heard it. I felt like the noise level was very solid. I really enjoy the monitoring choices between hearing your computer or just the microphone. A lot of microphones like this don't have that option. As I said before, this does not have a gain knob on it, and I think that that would be just such a welcome addition. It'd be so fantastic to have that on here. Another slight con, aside from it not having a gain control, I would say is it being maxed out at 16-bit at 48 kilohertz. For instance, that Audio-Technica ATR 2100X dynamic microphone can go up to 24-bit at 192 kilohertz. I understand that this is a few years old. Maybe the new mini one can do 24-bit. I'm actually not sure, but it would be nice for it to at least be able to do 24-bit at 48 kilohertz, but 16-bit at 48 kilohertz has kind of been the standard for a long time, and that'll do. But when it comes to the build quality of this microphone and all the accessories, I think it is a big win. Everything is built really well. Just throw the tripod thing away and get a microphone stand and just grow up. Get a microphone stand. Come on. But other than the dumb tripod desk stand, I love everything else. I think it's built extremely well. The grill, super sturdy. It's not going to dent on you. It's not going to do it. I mean, the pop filter isn't like the most sturdy thing I've ever felt, but it's not going to break or anything. I mean, just be careful with your stuff, man. I mean, like, treat your things well. That should just be a general life tip. Just the tip. But just to sum it up, I think the build quality is good. When it comes to the sound of this microphone, I can say that I am happy with it overall. I do think it sounds good when you get a little bit closer to it. It's definitely more on the bright side than dark, but it's good. I like it. I feel like it has clarity, but it's not harsh. I will say the way that I would probably use this microphone most is in spoken word situations for podcasting or voiceovers or, things of that nature. I do feel like vocals and guitar are just a little too loud for it. I don't feel like this is really a musician's microphone. Not to say you couldn't make awesome stuff with it. If you're a quiet singer, you'd probably be fine. And if you're not going to play instruments into it and you're just like a rapper or something, yeah, rappers. Hey, here's your mic, man. Here you go. I just think that there are some newer microphones that are coming out with some features that are just a little bit better than what this has to offer, but I do think that this microphone sounds a lot better than those other microphones that have nicer features. So it's a bit of a toss-up. So would I recommend this microphone? Yeah, I do think it is worth the price. It is kind of hard for me to say get this over an interface and a microphone that costs the same price. But if you really don't want to go that route and you just want a microphone for podcasting or voiceover that you can just take with you and you just plug into your computer and you're good to go, I think that this is a very solid option. So the grade that I give the RØDE NT USB microphone is a B+. Overall, I think that this microphone has the features you need, and it does sound good, and it could make a lot of people very happy. It's wife material. It is. Thank you all for watching this review of the RØDE NT USB. I hope it helped you out, helped you decide whether you want to get one of these or not, but most of all, I hope you had fun. Stay tuned for a lot more reviews and a lot of other videos coming out, and a big thank you to all of my subscribers. You are the best people on the face of the planets, and I hope that you are all staying safe right now. I don't ever mention the C word on this channel, but if you're watching this later, you might be a little confused, but stay safe. And thank you all for watching the Audio Hotline. I'll see you audio nerds next time.